So dear students, our today's topic is adjective phrase. Adjective phrase. Okay, so in this video, in this lecture, we are going to study how adjective phrases are formed. If we know the structure of these phrases, so it will be very easy for us to adjective phrase in our writings, or we can easily understand or identify adjective phrases if the examiner asks us identify the adjective phrase or any question about phrases. So if we know the structures and the formulas to form any phrase, so it is always easy for us to deal with it. Okay, so adjective phrase, as the name suggests, that adjective a phrase, so phrase is a group of words. Phrase is a group of words that does not complete its sense by its own, but it is used as a complement of a sentence that completes the sense of a sentence. You can say that phrase is a group of words that is needed by a sentence to complete its sense. Okay, so adjective, you know that adjective is a kind of modifier that modifies any noun or pronoun. So adjective phrase works as an adjective. It also modifies a noun or a pronoun. Okay, so next we are going to talk about the possible structures that by which an adjective phrase is formatted. Okay, so adjective phrase, if we have a modifier, if we have a modifier plus adjective, so it will be an adjective phrase. It will be an adjective phrase. AP means adjective phrase. A stands for adjective and P stands for phrase. If we have a modifier a plus an adjective, so it will be an adjective phrase. Now look at the example. I am saying here that she is, I say in this example, she is very cute. She is very cute. So we know that cute is an adjective and it is being modified by the word very. So very is a modifying an adjective. So very is a modifier. So we have modifier plus adjective. So the whole phrase will be an adjective phrase. Okay, so the very first way to form an adjective phrase is we use a modifier plus with an adjective, so it will be an adjective phrase. Okay, so the next way is when we use a prepositional phrase with an adjective, so it is also an adjective phrase. When we use prepositional phrase with an adjective, if I say that I have an adjective, I have an adjective, so along with this adjective I have a pp. PP means prepositional phrase, so the whole phrase will be an adjective phrase. Okay, so the whole phrase will be an adjective phrase. Okay, now look at the example. Whole phrase will be an adjective phrase, means AP. Here is an example. Your mother your mother is kind to me. Your mother is kind to me. Okay, now look at this example. We have kind, so kind is an adjective, plus we have to me a prepositional phrase. So when we have an adjective plus pp, our prepositional phrase can be comes before an adjective, and it also can come after an adjective. Doesn't matter about this position. So you can say, while we when we have an adjective plus prepositional phrase, or a prepositional phrase plus an adjective, so the whole phrase will be an adjective phrase. So kind to me is an adjective phrase. So this was the second way to form an adjective phrase. First one was modifier plus adjective, and the second one is adjective plus prepositional phrase. So the third way is to form an adjective phrase is adverb plus adjective. Okay, an adverb plus adjective. When we use an adverb with an adjective, so the whole phrase will be adjective phrase. Okay, adjective phrase. Now I would tell you, or I would like to discuss about adverb. So there can be two kinds of adverb when it's formed. Two kinds of adverb can be used with an adjective to form an adjective phrase. So the very first one is intensifier. An adverb can be an intensifier. Okay, it also can be a mitigator. Intensifier, a mitigator. So what is intensifier? Intensifier is an adverb that intensifies the meaning of an adjective in adjective phrase, while the mitigator is an adverb that weakens the meaning of an adjective in an adjective phrase. Weakens meaning it intensifies, or you can say strengthen the meaning of an adjective in an adjective phrase. Okay, so there are two kinds of an adverb in an AP or adjective phrase. The very first one is intensifier, and the second one is mitigator. So these two kinds of adverb, when they are met with an adjective in a sentence, so the whole phrase will be changed into an adjective phrase. So here are the examples. So very first one is she speaks she speaks very loud. She speaks very loud. So loud is an adjective, and you can say no, you can say that very is an adverb. Very is an adverb. So we have adverb plus adjective. So here very is intensifying the meaning of loud, the way speaking his voice. So loud is an adjective, and very is intensifying it. So it will be an intensifier adverb. So adverb plus adjective, so the whole phrase very loud will be an adjective phrase. So whole phrase will be an adjective phrase. So the second example of an adverb is here. It is, if I say it is somewhat funny. So funny is an adjective, and somewhat is an adverb. Okay, so here somewhat is weakens the meaning of an adjective, so it will be a mitigator adverb. So we have adverb plus adjective, so the whole phrase somewhat funny will be an adjective phrase. Okay, so you can also so the other way to formate an adjective is adjective plus when we use a, you can say an infinitive phrase with an adjective. If we use an infinitive phrase with an adjective, so the whole phrase will be an adjective phrase. So the whole phrase will be an adjective phrase. Here lies your example. I am happy to see you. I am happy to to see you. So here happy is an adjective and to see you is an infinitive. So we have an adjective plus an infinitive phrase. So whole phrase happy to see you will be an adjective phrase. Okay. So the other way to form an adjective phrase is when we use noun. When we use with noun the participle modifier. Participle modifier, so the whole phrase will be an adjective phrase. So the whole phrase will be an adjective phrase. You can say that noun plus participle modifier form adjective phrase. The phrase that will come after noun and that will modify the noun will be an adjective phrase. Noun will not be included in this phrase. Bear in mind. Okay, if I say the girl the girl dancing the girl dancing in the rain. The girl dancing in the rain. So here you can see that we have noun girl plus we have participle. Okay, participle modifier. A participle is modifying a noun. When a participle modifies a noun, so the whole phrase will be an adjective phrase. Means dancing in the rain is an adjective phrase. Okay, so it forms an adjective phrase. You can say that after a noun, if there directly comes a participle phrase, so the next phrase will be an adjective phrase. So sometimes you can say that different phrases of different categories work at the same times together. So here you can say that if we have a participle plus an other prepositional phrase, so this so it will be an adjective phrase. As I have already told you that if we have, you know that a participle works as an adjective, so we can say that this is an adjective and this is a prepositional phrase, so the whole phrase is an adjective phrase. So there are two ways to in this example we can see two ways to form an adjective phrase. So this was ing form. I would like to tell you further about the participle. Participle can be of two kinds. First is present participle that can be recognized by ing, and the second one is if I say trained. If I say trained, so second is the past participle. This is present participle. So ed form will be past participle. Okay, it could be recognized by ed at the end of the verb. Okay, so participle sometimes you are confused about to differentiate between a gerund and a participle. So I tell you that if ing form is working as an adjective, so it will be a participle and present participle. If it is not working as an adjective, while it is working, instead it is working as a noun, so it will be a gerund. So gerund works as a noun, subject and object, while participle works as a adjective. Okay, so there are two kinds of participle. The very first one is present participle, that is used with the form of ing, and the past participle is recognized by ed, so it used ed. So both kinds of participle can be used with a noun to form an as a modifier with a noun to form an adjective phrase. So I give you the second example of the past participle. The dog the dog trained the dog trained at academy. The dog trained at academy. So the dog, we have a noun, you can say a noun phrase, and a participle phrase plus a participle. So the whole phrase is an adjective phrase. Whole phrase is an adjective phrase. Trained at academy is an adjective phrase. By the definition, you can also see that trained at academy is modifying a noun, and you know that an adjective also modifies a noun, and the adjective phrase works as an adjective, so it must modifies a noun. Here you can say that trained at academy is modifying a noun, so it will be an adjective phrase. So I think it is enough for today. So we will further discuss in our coming lectures about phrases, so stay tuned.